What's up, guys? John here again with another episode of Factorio. So last time we basically just finished setting up the mining equipment for our stone outpost. Now we got to set up the rail system. Now we're only gonna have 4 train cars worth of stuff for this one, so we kind of gotta we don't need as long of an area here. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just kind of spacing everything out first, so I know. You make sure I have enough length on this straight section. Then I take them all back up because I think I mentioned this last episode, but I always want to have the station laid down first and then lay down the train cars based on that. I just put the train cars down first to make sure I have enough room and get a vague idea of where I want it, because the issue is that if you put the train cars down first and then you put the inserters and the belts to feed the train cars and fill them up based on that, and then you put down the train station might be like one tile misaligned from where you put all that, and the tiles you can only align them with the precision of, like, I guess they're 2 tiles big, so you can't like be like, oh, I'm gonna align this exactly where I want it. It'll only align every other tile, so if it's not lined up with where you put it, you're gonna have to realign the whole thing after you put the train station down, so I kind of want to do that first. But now we've got this all set up and feeding into there, so we tell it go to stone pickup and then wait till you have a full inventory. Now we got to set up, get rid of that tree. So now we've got to set up the rails all the way back to the main loop. I'm gonna put, I know I have a train waiting at the drop-off that's like ready to go automatic, so I'm gonna put these I just put a couple of rail signals there so it doesn't just be like, okay, and just come over and crash into this. And this isn't, and so we're gonna go and make this a little bit shorter, a little bit more direct, loop around this way. Basically just pull this up so it's gonna be running parallel with this, so I'm not wasting real estate, essentially. Loop that around. Perfect. Okay. So let's go and just space those there. I think I only have 2 trains rather, on every track, but I like to space things enough that there's enough room for, like, if I put more and more cars, there's enough rail signals that they'll space them out and they won't ever run into each other. So we're gonna go ahead and head over here. That's a little too far. It's trying to drive, like, make fine adjustments to where you're going with the car is a pain in the butt, but it's so much faster doing it this way than doing it by foot. Sometimes you get a little too far away though, and you gotta boop, boop, boop. Okay, get that lined up, drive straight, there we go. Okay, so we're gonna frickin' trees making me dodge out of the way and everything. Basically just gotta run this rail line, of course it's in the dark now, all the way back to, here we go, where it's gonna meet up over here, and then we're gonna just kind of curve it to fit along here. Car keeps moving, and I'm just gonna manually line that up because I don't want it to be, there we go, and this is gonna be the top line, so yep, that way. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and go back this way. Oh, did I just run out of, yep, okay. Yeah, I gotta make sure I have enough rail tracks on me. But run back this way and complete this end of the... Damn it! Fast. Complete this end of the loop. And then we'll just have the 2 tracks running parallel to route... God damn it! To route back. Stay straight. God, son of a fucking frack! Go, you evil bag with which one douches. Oh, I swear to fucking shit. Out of the car and do it myself. Rude. Basically, and then I just place even more along here. And I place them, like, way further apart than they actually need to be. Like, you only need them to be the length of a train apart. Because, like, oh, if there's a rail signal and there's a train stopped in front of it, the rail signal will say, oh, there's a train in front of me, and stop the next train at that signal. So if you have multiple trains, you only ever need them to be the signals to be 1 train length apart. But I leave myself extra wiggle room there. And I realize there's a little bit of a janky curve there, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's getting where it needs to go. Doesn't need to be super, super precise. And yep, gonna have to break this rock. Of course I can't reach. Come on, just kill the thing. There you go. Kill it and make it dead. Very good. Let's go. Oh, too far. Build that down. Okay. And then I have a lot of this. When I come over here, you'll see I have these using chain rail signals. And I'm going to be 100% honest. I never really... Oh, goddammit. Of course, they're lined up perfectly to be where I don't need them. Move those back. I never really fully 100% figured out or understood exactly how like intersections on trains worked. I would always try and do them so that they intersected as little as possible, because I know and that, yeah, I just realized that's on the wrong. That one is the bottom track and needs to go down on the left rather than going down on the right. So I'm just gonna this from here, but I know like rail chain signals kind of they read the next signal in the thing, but I've never really understood, because it's like, do I need two like this? Do they read the next chain signal or the next regular signal? So, you know, do I need this here or there? And so I just kind of tend to be overly cautious. I don't know why I thought that would be the right elevation, and put more than I think I'll actually need. Gotta move those back because now this is gonna be right here. Wrong place. And you can see here I'm using a regular rail signal and a chain rail signal. I don't know whether that actually helps. Okay, so this is the top one I'm working on. I've just got to route it straight back along the rest of it. And of course, frickin' trees. Like, could you not be where I need to go, please? That'd be great. You could just grow elsewhere. Be super cool. Frickin' tree ass summon a bitch. I smash you, and smash you, and I smash you. Okay, here we go. Zooming along. Jeez, so fast. Zip, zip, zip. Oh, okay. Oh, of course I hit a frickin' electric pole. Gotta fix that. Okay, back up, go around. Leave that there because the curves are easier to do on foot. Okay. And this big rock is gonna need murdered. Head down. Oh, nope, straight. Straight, damn you. Head down, head down. God, come on, come on. Is that... Okay, now I can make that. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, if I had to get landfill to make that work, I was gonna be ticked off. Don't hit the thing. Damn it. I hate having some broken ones, some working ones. So that out of the way, move that over. Okay. And this is just straight down. That's annoying. Can I even get, I can't even get that. Alright, I'll frickin', yeah, I'll reposition that if I have to. Just get it as like a basic straight curve. It's good enough. Okay. Okay, the electrical line is complete, goes all the way down. Now we can complete this line. There we go. Okay, cool beans. So let's go over here, add this. I don't have another station set up yet. God damn it. Okay, let's head over there and set that up. And then we can set this to automatically start looping around. It's already full, but doesn't really have anywhere to go. Okay, so now we gotta set up the rest of this. All the way over. Frickin' rocks. Like, you could just form not in the places I want to put my stuff. You could just do that. You know? Okay. Alright, now I know I still need to... This is, I'm basically just vaguely spacing out where I want everything to be. Now I know this is only going to be 4 things. And of course, I had just to like pick that up and reposition it because I didn't have enough of my inventory to just lay down the number I actually needed. Come on, there we go. Okay. Hate that tree, it's in the way. Add that there. And then that's going there. I guess that should be about enough room for one full train to sit. But then do I need another? Okay, now I need to be using chain signals here to there. And then I'm gonna put Another one along the other edge, because I know it says it reads the next one in line, so it's like, okay, there's one here. But I also want the next one in line to be like a full train length over, so that it knows there's enough room for it to get all the way across the crossing before it tries going. I need a bunch of these, so I'll just go ahead and make them. But let's go ahead and set up our train station. Okay, I need to get more cars and engines, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 2. And again, this is just because the train will snap to the station won't snap to the train. So even though I already had a train there, the station is going to snap to its own grid, not to the train that's already there. So I don't want to, if I were to do it the other way, I could put down all of these inserters, and then it ends up being one off and I have to redo the whole thing. So I'm gonna need a ton of these inserters, or not, ton of these underground belts here, because I basically got to get them across all these train tracks. It's kind of a pain in the butt to just do manually. It's kind of tedious, but fuel this up. I gotta name this, of course. Coal drop off. Very obvious basic name scheme. Fuel these up. Program it. Add to. Why did I need this? Oh, I see what I did. I named that coal, even though this is actually stone. That's my bad. Okay, let's finish setting this up. We'll fix that later. If I had the level 2 or level 3 underground belts, I could probably make this in one go, but I'm not really all that worried about that right now. Just excuse me. Route that around there, get that out of the way. Okay. Yeah, the yellow underground belts can only go, I think, a maximum 4 spaces underground. So I've got to basically have them like this because there's not enough to go the whole way. Also, normally, I'm just doing this because this is the way I did the other ones. Normally, go and program that. Yeah, I realized that I misnamed this. But oh no, because yeah, I realized on the way there, wait a minute, I'm heading to stone. And this is named coal. That's what I did wrong. So I backed the train up, drive the whole way backwards, because I realized the reason it wasn't showing up the way I wanted wasn't that the track was misconnected. It was just that I had misnamed it. So now I gotta friggin' back up and back and forth and keep going. You're good. You're good. You know, and I just tell it stone drop off. There we go. And then I can actually just tell it manually go to stone drop off. Wait till you have an empty cargo, full cargo, and then I can just tell it go there, and then it heads out. And at this point, I forgot for some reason that I already had a train at the pickup location. I only have 2 sets of trains on everything else, on the copper and the iron and everything, I think. And I forgot that I already had one over there, so I put a second one thinking this would be the second one. And then it heads out. Why did it crash? It just... I've got stuff there. What happened? Oh, and it's still trying to drive. Jesus. Okay, shut that off. Why? It's got a red signal. Why does it have a red signal? This... I am not good with the rail chains. So that it reads the next one in line. The next one in line is green. It should go. Doesn't it go? It's red. What the hey? And I realized and I tried maybe a regular rail. No. And I realized my mistake like 5 minutes later, and it's really stupid. It's that the lane that it's intersecting with doesn't have a chain rail signal, and that's what it needs to read. It needs to read, is this train track that I'm going to be crossing over have a rail chain signal that tells me it's safe to cross? It took me way too long to figure that out. I'm thinking, is it spaced too far? Is it, you know, whatever. So let's back this guy up here, and then repair, maybe it's here, maybe I don't have enough spacing here. Repair this while we're at it. But yeah, I'm at this point, I cannot for the life of me figure out why this won't go. It's like I tell it to back it up a little bit, and it's there. Why is it red? I tell it to go, it stops. I tell it to go, it won't go. It just won't move. And I try all kinds of different arrangements. At the end of the day, I think maybe it's not connected properly. Let's reconnect it. I disconnected that track, and I'm like, oh, because it doesn't know if there's another train coming, so it needs this. So I put that there, and now you can see that one just turned green, so now it should be good. And now I can go back down here and turn this to auto, and it should drive over without any issue. Let's go ahead and check the map here, make sure it's not going to crash, because that would be annoying. And it's at this point that I realized, oh, I have 3 now. I already had one over there. That's all good. This one I just need to add the second station for it to loop around through. So now, as soon as that passes the train rail signals, the next one moves up, and this gets back all the way successfully. And then I'm just going to move this out of the way. I'm thinking, let's go ahead and set up... Oh, there comes the drop-off. Let's go ahead and set up basically just the next outline of the track here for where the next station is going to be, because we've got... I know I want them like spaced apart like this, because that makes it easier to add the power poles, and if I need to have the underground belts moving stuff between them, having that space is good like that. And right now I've got copper, iron, coal, and stone. So next, I've just hit something. Next up, well, I gotta go grab some resources, but next up I'm gonna be doing this again basically, but I'm gonna have copper and stone, or copper and iron. What do I research? Yeah, explosives, why not? I need explosives for rocketry eventually, so still good on power. I'm gonna need all these. I'm basically just gearing up to go on another expedition to set up yet another outpost to mine everything. This one, however, is going to be mining copper and iron, possibly in the same place. Possibly they'll be separate and get brought together. Like, where's my car? Oh, it's over here. But it'll mine copper and iron, and then those will be smelted on site, and then those will be built into... Yeah, I ran out of railroad tracks. Always gonna need more of those because it's some long distances. But then the copper and iron will be smelted way out there on site, and then that'll be built into green circuits, and the green circuits will get brought over by train, and they'll have their own main bus. And I've got over 1,000 being built right here, so I probably don't need that many. I might cancel that in a moment. But so I've got right now 1 iron production, 1 copper. I've got my drop-offs. I've got that one, which is basically just going to be the next thing, which we're going to build up into green circuit production. But I think we'll call this an episode. See you next time, guys. Bye!